Hello everyone, Cheyenne Pickle Wheat became one of the most recognizable and talked about faces on Swamp People because she represented something the show always tried to capture: the passing down of traditions, the fierce pride of Louisiana swamp culture, and the unique personalities that keep gator hunting alive in the modern era. And from the very first time fans saw her alongside Troy Landry and her family, it was clear she wasn't just another cast member brought in to fill time on screen. She was authentic, fearless, and had that spark that instantly connected with viewers, especially because she was carrying a family legacy as the granddaughter of one of the original swamp hunters who taught her the ropes. But as her star began to rise, people quickly realized there was much more to Pickle than just the gator season. And the story of what really happened to her is one that stretches far beyond the swamps. Because in the beginning, she seemed destined to become one of the main anchors of the series, someone who could carry the torch for years to come. But fame has a way of testing even the strongest personalities, and Pickle's journey reflects the struggles of balancing tradition, personal life, and the pressures of being on reality TV. And fans who followed her closely noticed how her storyline became more about her relationships as much as it was about hunting, with her time alongside Chase Landry sparking endless speculation, internet chatter, and behind-the-scenes drama that many believe influenced how she was portrayed on the show. Because when the romance ended, so did much of the fan-favorite couple narrative that the producers leaned on. And suddenly, Pickle found herself in the middle of gossip she never asked for, which may have been the first sign that her time on Swamp People wouldn't last forever. And as the seasons moved on, her priorities began to visibly shift, especially as she began focusing on building a family of her own. And when she announced that she was becoming a mother, fans started to realize that her life was taking a different direction, one that didn't revolve around alligator season, long days in the swamp, and the constant cameras in her face. And this transition was subtle at first. She never stormed off, never made a dramatic exit. But over time, she was featured less and less, and her social media posts started centering more on her child, her personal happiness, and her new chapter as a mom. And this left fans divided, with some missing the fearless young woman who could wrestle a gator like it was second nature, while others admired her for choosing her own happiness and stability over the unpredictable world of reality TV. And the truth about what really happened to Pickle Wheat is less about scandal and more about personal growth. Because while fans may have wanted her to remain a constant presence on Swamp People, Pickle herself realized that she had a bigger role to play in her own life, one that cameras couldn't define. And even though she still shows pride in her swamp roots and occasionally pops back into the public eye, it's clear that she doesn't want to be locked into a single identity forever. And in fact, this evolution makes her story more compelling because it highlights how reality stars often struggle with the trap of being frozen in time, as the character fans expect them to be, when in reality they have to grow, change, and sometimes walk away. And with Pickle Wheat, what we're witnessing is not a fall from grace, but a conscious choice to move forward, to prioritize her family and future, and to show fans that being true to yourself sometimes means stepping back from the spotlight. And while some viewers still hold out hope that she might return full-time or even headline her own spin-off, the reality is that what really happened to Pickle Wheat is that she grew beyond the show that made her famous, proving that her story isn't over. It's just entering a new chapter that's less about gator season and more about life, legacy, and carving her own path outside of the swamp, which in many ways makes her one of the most real and relatable figures reality TV has ever given us. Thanks for watching.